Yeah, you already know what it is. Lethal Talent 24, dive bombing at you with some Eagles content. Let's go.
Keep leading the work, D. Yeah, keep leading the work. Let's go, man. Eagles gonna do what you do.
Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy Lethal Talent 24 coming at you with another video. Yo, guys, Sidney Jones and Rasul Douglas have been cut from the 53-man roster. That is mind-blowing to me, only because we need depth at that position. And I would think that since Sidney wouldn't be able to start because he's injury prone and all this stuff, he's injury prone. And, you could at least keep him as a depth piece. Same with Rasul Douglas. These guys know the system. These guys can, at least step up in spots, for the team. But the Eagles felt differently. They felt like they could move on from them and not worry about, the depth and everything. They think they're going to have Slay and Avonte Maddox, which Avonte Maddox he has injuries here and there. You never know what you can sustain. And, like they don't necessarily have somebody that can come in and replace that. I mean, unless they're comfortable with Cre'Von LeBlanc, playing on the outside, if if Avonte or Darius were to get injured, then like I still don't. The logic behind this is just mind-boggling to me. As far as depth, because you would think corner they would be able, or they would want to have at least some depth there. And I feel like getting rid of two of the cornerbacks that at least know the system, that don't have to come in and learn it. I just think that I'm not going to sit here and say it's a bad move. I'm just saying, like, as far as depth goes, you don't necessarily think that you're not, especially with the Eagles' history, that you're not going to get injured in some way. But I guess they figure them not being on the team is better than, them being on it. So, I mean, Howie, he made that decision. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Good luck to them. And now I didn't make any videos before last year. So, all I'm going to say is this, man. In 2017, when I saw Rasul Douglas's college football tape, I was just like, man, I was blown away because he led the college football league in interceptions. And seeing how, like, his instincts took over and he was around the ball. I mean, he started off very well in his rookie season as far as that goes. I mean, he had a pick against Eli Manning when he threw it deep. And, he was flashing some of that. He just didn't have the speed for what the NFL is putting out there at this point. You put him on big receivers, he's going to come through for you. But, I mean, for the most part, man, he just can't handle the speed of, of the league right now as far as wide receiver position. Anybody that can run routes and has speed is going to beat Rasul Douglas. That's just, it is what it is. And I think he just played out of position for the longest time. I mean, because he is, he's more like a Brandon Browner, but worse in the sense that his main knock on him in college was that when it came to press coverage, he wasn't physical enough. And everybody was just getting past him when it came to that. But, if he could play off of him, that's where he was strong at, because he could use his instincts and jump on the ball, But he wasn't able to do that in the league. It seems like Jim didn't work towards his strengths. Or they at least, with Corey Unlin, wasn't able to get the best out of him. And then you have Marquand Manuel, that, comes in and is supposed to, elevate this cornerback pool, And now you have two of the, or at least like one of the projected stars of the league in 2017 before his injury in Sidney Jones, and nothing. You can get nothing out of him. Even Marquand Manuel couldn't get nothing out of him. They spent him and Rasul, Jones and Rasul Douglas, spent time in the offseason working with like one of the best cornerback coaches, or used to be a coaches, or one of the best cornerbacks, in college and in the NFL, and then you go to Marquand Manuel and you can still get nothing out of them. I mean, thinking about it that way, you really don't have a choice but to cut them, because they're not helping you. So, I get it. I'm going to finish my ramble right there. I get it. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense. Now, moving on from that, Alshon Jeffery, according to Bleeding Green Nation and Jeff McClain, Alshon Jeffery is on... The Eagles are trying to shop Alshon Jeffery, right? And all I can think of is, even if Jalen Reagor comes back, none of these rookies are proven, and they must feel real, comfortable with these rookies going into this season. Not only that, I think Howie's just trying to make, room for space anywhere he can, because I don't know what it is with Cordy Glenn, but if Cordy Glenn is asking for a certain amount of money, he's probably trying to dump as much salary, people who are taking as much as a salary as they can in order to, have that cap so he can roll it over for the next year. And see, that way the cap won't be as, won't be as high as it would be if, he wasn't able to roll over with any money. You know what I mean? So, with Alshon Jeffery, man, they've been trying to shop him in the offseason. They've been trying, but nobody's going to take him. He's injured. You know what I'm saying? So, Howie, it just seems like he's in desperation mode. You know what I'm saying? And I don't see anybody getting him. If he can get something for him, that's good. Not like a 7th round draft pick or anything. Something that's good. Cool. But, you're better off just keeping him, in my opinion, letting him heal. And then when he's actually able to show what he could do on the field, he's 30 or almost above 30 years old. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of people are looking to take a wide receiver, or possession wide receiver like that. Yeah, he can go up and get it, but he's mostly a possession wide receiver. So, moving on from that, lastly, Howie Roseman. His 2017 draft was an absolute bust. And Derek Barnett being injured, and yeah, he played a crucial role in our 2017 Super Bowl run. He really did. You know what I'm saying? And I'll say this, he came up with that fumble when Brandon Graham caused it. You know what I'm saying? He was there, right spot, right time. Thank goodness for that, right? But this is a guy that broke Reggie White's record in Tennessee. Now, that's in college, and that doesn't really mean anything, but all you can hear about, scouting coaches and all that stuff was he's got incredible bend. And, you hear that, and you're like, okay, so he can get by somebody. Cool. And then he's been through 3 defensive end coaches, or defensive line coaches, basically. And I know it was Chris Wilson and the other guy, so now he's on Matt Burke. You know what I'm saying? And then nothing. He hasn't reached double-digit sacks at all. He's been injured. It's just, that is looking terrible. And then you have Nathan Gary, who, he can play coverage well. He can play the middle linebacker position great. He can put people in the right spots, but he can't tackle when it comes down to it. When it comes to one-on-one tackles, he is going to most likely miss them, and that is something we do not need from a linebacker. So that's why I'm hoping T.J. Edwards beats him for the middle linebacker spot. But that's neither here nor there. But that's only 2 draft picks that Howie has on this team from 2017. Donnell Pumphrey, Mac Hollins, Shelton Gibson, Sidney Jones, and Rasul Douglas and Elijah Qualls are all gone. And then, not to mention, they released Sharif Miller, who was a 2019 pick last year, and they already moving on from him. And that he's from Philly. I can only imagine how he's feeling right now. But you give a busted ass, ankle busted mofo like Sidney Jones 3 or 4 years, technically 5 years, but you don't give this dude at least 2 years to see what he can do, and that means that he's just been absolutely crappy. And I was thinking they were going to keep him because he was a draft pick, but it seems like Howie ain't playing this year. But he shouldn't be playing at all. He's been playing like he ain't been trying to win, like he's just trying to draft what he thinks is best for this team instead of drafting either, you know, the best available on the board or the best position, you know, in that position of need. He's missed twice in 2 years. With that, and then with the 2017 draft and him showing that he, you know, busted on that, it doesn't give me any hope going into the future. And that's why I was so mad this past draft about the draft picks we made. Other than Rager, I was cool. Like Davion Taylor, project. Sean Bradley, project. You know what I'm saying? Like all these project players. Rager is the exception. You know, John Hightower seems like he's been pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what he can do on the field. Quez Watkins only made it because he's a draft pick. Deontay Burnett outplayed him. Period. In camp. And that's it. So, you know, they're picking and choosing who they keeping, but, you know, Quez Watkins is a project. And that's just what I'm sticking by. So, you know, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about Sidney and Rasul being cut? What do you think about Alshon Jeffery being on the trade block? And what do you think about Howie Roseman's draft picks in the 2017 and them being released and him not being able to draft well? You know what I'm saying? Or at least in the last 3 years. I mean, other than Dallas Goedert, Devontae Maddox, and maybe Josh Sweat, really hasn't been that many guys that's been on this team since then. So you guys let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Other than that, guys, that's it. That's going to do it for this video. So keep your talents sharp and go Birds. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles, and that's what's up. You guys take it easy. Peace.
Every time they put me in a battle, I'm lethal. Nigga too sweet and low, you ain't equal. Shut 'em down.